Ronnie O'Sullivan had never played 9-ball pool until the 1996 Mosconi Cup. The Rocket promptly caused a sensation by beating Alan Hopkins in his debut match. Today he's up against a bigger American star, Earl the Pearl Strickland, the man they call the $1 Million Man. The first team to reach 16 points will win the Mosconi Cup. Europe are 11-9 up as we join Alan Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the final match of the evening, and what a match we have between a big name with a big game, 3 times US Open champion, 5 times Masters champion, 5 times a world champion. Will you welcome, please, one of pool's outstanding players, Earl the Pearl Strickland. And ladies and gentlemen, his multi-talented opponent from his own world, the world of snooker, who's in style and class, who launched himself into last night's debut and stole the show. Ladies and gentlemen, straight from his success in last week's German Open, will you welcome the 21-year-old Essex
Standing by in the commentary box, Jim White and Sid Waddell.
Well, you couldn't ask more delicious treat on your television screen or live here at Dagenham than these two. $1 Million Earl, bottled adrenaline, all the aggression needed to be in cool pool dudes. A flash player, soft-spoken, but what a talent against Rocket Ronnie, one of just about the greatest, cutest snooker's ever seen.
Well, the table is set. Pull up a chair, get yourself comfortable. You've got the best potter in the world of snooker against the best shot maker in the world of pool. Neither one of these players have seen the like in either game. And now, face to face, they're going to be locking horns in the 96 Mosconi Cup.
And we're staying with this match, obviously, till the very last ball goes down. And we will continue on Sky Sports 2 with 11:30, folks. So stand by your flicker, but don't let your eyes flicker, because this is going to be brill.
Strickland emphasizing power there. 23.4 miles per hour.
Could have done without that, Ronnie. Mistake straight off. And wouldn't we have fun and games tomorrow, Jim, at the climax of this tournament? This went to 11-10.
Well, you know, in listening to C.J. Wiley earlier on, this is a point the Americans are fully expecting to take. 5-time world champion, Earl Strickland, the $1 Million Man. A big favorite.
And he
to
made that
unseat
money
O'Sullivan.
in 35 minutes in Dallas last April. Ran 10 racks straight, including at least 4 golden breaks, the 9 down off the break. He is some player, some entertainer, some sportsman. He's decided to give up gambling on himself playing this. Said he felt more comfortable playing it as a sport for prize money.
Earl attacked the 9 there because of the awkwardness of the balls, and I don't know whether Ronnie can get through to this 3.
Foul.
Cue ball in hand then for Earl. Ronnie giving him early chances. Could be a mistake, Ron.
There's no doubt about it being a mistake.
I meant the general strategy of letting the devil have you by the tail.
Right now, Strickland following through, playing the 4 to the top right, bottom right, sorry, as we look, top right as he looks. And now, a good positional shot required onto the 5 ball, the orange one.
Beautiful weight.
And that pot should really lay the foundation here.
Any more of that, you won't see the end of the match. You'll be gone. Okay.
Alan Chamberlain calling the dimwit to order. To the general applause of everyone. Do without that when the sport of this high caliber you are privileged to be at. Want no nitwits in the audience.
Absolutely, Sid. I don't mind the crowd getting into it, but not when the player's down shooting. You've got to give the players respect. There's a lot of concentration that goes into this game. And obviously Earl Strickland has been put off. And that's just not on.
Right, now let's have a little bit of sense. There's 2 players playing here. Let's be fair to both of them.
A very strict warning coming from Ref Chamberlain there. Very strict needed. They must cut that out.
Okay. No more.
This can be very off-putting to both players. You know O'Sullivan doesn't feel comfortable about it either.
Strickland absolutely seething, and Jim, one has to say with every right. Back to the game. Although I do echo Earl furious with every right. Ronnie will no doubt take this, but he's the last lad to have wanted it by Earl being shaken by an idiot. And good luck to Earl. Earl's applauding that, even though he had the aggro. Excellent form, Earl.
Much to Strickland's credit. A sporting gesture applauding O'Sullivan there when you know that he's just seething.
First to get 2 sets, wins the game. And you couldn't want a better referee than Alan Chamberlain to handle this match. And we wouldn't want the fair name of Dagenham smudged by ungentlemanly conduct in the audience.
You're up to break.
O'Sullivan breaking off. Got to hit a cushion. Accomplish that.
Strickland impresses May, moves with the grace of a leopard and the step of a dancer. Mind, we also know that Ronnie, a brilliant cue artist. Slack shot. Cue ball in hand. Goes the yellow one.
Blue 2 next. The red 3 over the left corner.
Nicely weighted, and I think you can force the red through, Jim.
Earl Strickland plays with a lot of emotion, and when he can harness it, as I have alluded to when I've done some commentary with Earl, he can be a devastating player.
Said on an interview with Jeff Stelling the other night that he was a tired pool player, put in nearly millions of air miles, but without latent talent, can erupt any time. Right, folks, stand by your buttons. Pretty shortly, we're going over to Sky Sports 2 for the rest of this brilliant match between two great stars, Strickland and O'Sullivan.
And right now, Earl's putting on a clinic in cue ball control.
And you know what happens at the clinic sometimes? You get the needle. He's certainly glued Ronnie to that seat during this rack. Wanted it further over. And he is sprinting around the table. One rack each.
Big win for Strickland. All tied up, 1 rack apiece in the opening set.
USA to break.
It couldn't be any more heated out there. Earl the Pearl Strickland and Ronnie the Rocket O'Sullivan. 1-1 in the opening set. It's a best of 3 sets, and it couldn't get any tighter.
It's 11-9 to Europe. So Earl the Pearl could pull it back. Some of the smart money is on him for 11-10 going into tomorrow's session. And it's first to 16 takes the Mosconi Cup around about 6 o'clock tomorrow, folks, on Sky. Ronnie sitting watching a maestro at work. Strickland, a bundle of nervous energy, matched only by his superabundance of talent.
Smooth as silk. A cueing action to be enviable at.
Confident cueing. This for 2-1 opening set.
And the rack to the USA.
In the blink of an eye, the Pearl goes 2-1 in front in the opening set. He was practicing hard in the practice room.
And skipper C.J. Wiley allows himself a comfy old drag on a fag, knowing that this is just the lad to have in when the big guns are firing against you. So Ronnie there knows he's got a job on handling Strickland, 5 times world champion Strickland. Ronnie, a rookie at the game.
3 racks for 2.
Had a win that surprised among others, Steve Davis.
And Alan Hopkins, the man that got that unexpected victory. We're going to be having a word with him right away.
Understand this game now turning into be something very special.
Oh, definitely, it's going to be a close match now. It was a big match that I had. It was either 12-8 or 11-9, and I know we needed to win it bad. And I've been uncomfortable the last couple of days, and just struggling away and trying to pocket the balls. You know, very unsure of myself right now.
Losing out to Ronnie last night. You've seen how Ronnie's playing. But to come back in today and beat Oliver and pull the US back into it, and it's superb for you.
Yes, it was a big match for me, and I've beaten Oliver before, and it's just a matter of getting in there and playing good. You know, you have to play well. If I don't play well, I figure to lose, and that's what happened in the matches I've lost. You know, I've had the chance to win, and I didn't. And the difference is not to miss when you get the chance. That used to be my strong point, you know, and that's why it's very uncomfortable to me that I didn't get out when I was supposed to.
Now, you played Ronnie last night. Is it possible for Ronnie to win this game?
Oh, of course it is. You know, it's very possible for anybody to beat anybody. You got all champions here. Those are all great players, and the match can go either way.
The mood up here in the stand amongst the Americans certainly has improved from earlier on today. Do you really feel you're back into it and you're going to be in there with a fighting shot tomorrow?
The Americans never lose their morale. Even if we're down, I don't think it matters how far we're down. It's one match at a time, and we know that, and that's all we do. We just wait one match at a time, you know.
Thanks very much, Alan. Back to you,
Sudden
Sid.
death here then. Plunged on the 9 ball. Strickland takes the set. Just as Alan Hopkins said he might well do. Happy faces in the bleachers.
A benevolent fluke there coming to the aid of Earl Strickland. And it's taken him right through to the set. The opening set goes the way of the USA. 1-0 in this best-of-3 tussle.
And Earl handling that graphite cue the way the lad used to do in the West End. Winchester 72, it was James Stewart, I think. Because he's as deadly with a cue as any sharpshooter ever was out west, is Earl. The Americans expectant.
Thank you, gentlemen. If you'd like to lag, please, for the second set.
In this Essex Theatre as they come up for the lag with Earl one set up. Can Ronnie stop him in the next set, Jim Wedge?
We're going to find out very shortly. Strickland's looking in pretty good nick.
Yeah, but
Ronnie's shaking his head. His ball finished in the jaws of the corner pocket.
So let's see what his break's like. Won't be as high as some we've seen around 26. But as Jim White keeps saying, speed is not the whole fulcrum of the break. You gotta have control as well of the white, and you gotta hope you get some pots. Tried the long bank. Sticks up the yellow. The 2 looks sweet.
Just got to weave a path for the cue ball back to that end of the table. Terrific control of the white. That's the name of success in any game of billiards.
And I think you hit the dead right word, Jim. Weave is what this man does. Uses that wooden wand like Merlin the magician. Looking good for the rack. And the set, if it goes to America, could snidge that down to 11-10. And the soup in the Mosconi broth would bubble over tomorrow if it's that close when we go into tomorrow's action.
Well, he overhit that one. I think he wanted to maintain a little more angle on the black. Up and down now. A lot of power in this shot. That's about the best he could do with the little angle he had on the black. No problems for Strickland.
Yeah, Earl takes the rack, Ronnie on it.
Very quickly races into a 1-0 lead in the second set. The American boys starting to look a lot happier. This is a great comeback that they've mounted, and Strickland could cap it all off.
Yep. Could amend the words of Johnny B. Good. He carries cue in a gunny sack, rolling them balls till the foreman came back. Strickland of the highest pedigree at this game.
USA to break, leading by 1-0 and 1 rack to 0.
Poises, there's not as much gymnastic effort as some of the Americans use. Like Shannon the Cannon Dalton leaps in the air, but Earl once falls on stony ground at the break.
Well, questionable whether the yellow 1 ball is on. It certainly can be planted onto either the 2 in the left center or the orange and the black. As you look there.
Ronnie knows it passes the black.
Oh! He had half a pocket, Sid, and he elected to go for it.
Could be in for more pain, Ronnie's son. Looking at the long bank, Jim, is it? Down to the pocket near the chalk. Or is it just safety? Safety, it is. Ten gelignite sticks and a good guard to get out of this, but he gets it. And he might have developed.
And now, Strickland with the shot. Yellow ball onto the orange, onto the black. No, any ball has to hit a cushion. The 4 ball came out, not the 4 to 7.
There's a cluster of plants up there.
That was a miss hit from Earl. He was playing the 3 ball plant. Now it's down to O'Sullivan to complete it.
Feather touch on the 1. Does the necessary.
Shot now, double the yellow one. Back to the 5, the orange one.
Missed it. Does he take on the bank or does he go safe here, Jim?
Very important for O'Sullivan to try and...
That's exactly right, Jim.
Blurry easy for me to say. Very easy for Ronnie. To try and keep O'Sullivan off the table. That's his goal. I've lost it here, Sid.
Never you, kid. You can spot him every which way. Here's Ronnie's chance to get it in a bit of potting practice. Can't afford to go rusty even for 30 seconds at this. Blue's the doddle, red should be. Pink's easy.
He's got to try and establish himself. And as I was going to say, or tried to say, keep Strickland in his chair.
Strickland more deadly than Strychnine. It's Ronnie looking good. Just get a choke in the second set.
The simple 9 will tie it up. 1 rack apiece in the second set. Down it goes, and the crowd really trying to get O'Sullivan into it.
Yeah, that man with a brush haircut is from Leeds, and all showing the sportsmanship you'd expect at this level of the pool stratosphere.
Earl Strickland and Ronnie O'Sullivan, 2 of the biggest names in the billiard industry. And they're on center stage here in Dagenham. Playing for Europe is Ronnie O'Sullivan. Playing for America is Earl Strickland. Tons of pressure on both of their shoulders.
Yeah, they'll ripple a swimming pool here if Ronnie gets any development at all. 9 just missed. But he got a hit.
And if you've just joined us, you'll certainly know why this is called the Ryder Cup of Pool. Loads of pressure. You see O'Sullivan there possibly demonstrating how it can affect you. He wouldn't miss an open pot like that very often, certainly not on these tables.
Could let him in here then, because the ball's massively open.
Now, can Earl get enough of this blue too to pot it into the corner?
Yeah, he didn't hesitate. Suggests it goes. Looks a bit bleak for Ronnie. Ronnie's mum there, I do believe, unless she's boss of his supporters club.
Certainly, if it's not his mum, it's her double.
Yeah, the fan club masked for Ronnie. And Earl going adrift for a rare occasion. So Ronnie can step in here. He lost the first set. Great chance here to pull back to 2-1.
That was a good pot. The orange 5, and then back for the green 6.
Earl finding out what Alan Hopkins found out, that this lad can pot him from anywhere, even standing up in a hammock. Here goes the black and into the cush. John L. Sullivan used to finish with a flourish at boxing. Johnny does that on the blue base. Gets the crowd going wild. 2-1 in the second set. Dropped the first one. So it could be Europe 12-9 at the end of the action.
Well, Alan Hopkins gave the American side a bonus point when he upset Oliver Ortman. Is O'Sullivan looking to repay the favor here and nip Earl Strickland? He dropped the opening set, but he's leading in set 2. It's the first lead he's enjoyed of this match, Sid.
Europe lead by 2 racks to 1 in the second set.
It's just run 2
USA
super racks, Ronnie. And that might get through to Strickland. I don't know. You know about his mental tensile strength. Is he the sort of guy to get worried by an opponent, Strickland?
He's so talented. If you can upset him, that's probably the one chink in his armor. But he's got so many weapons at his disposal.
But this is like turning your sword around and say, have a go, bud. Ronnie could well fill his boots here, and we would have some amazing deciding set. It ain't scripted, folks. It's live on Sky, where the sport flows fast, free, and dramatic as we come up to the midnight hour.
The American players expect these players from the snooker world to be able to pot. No surprises there. What they don't expect is any sort of cue ball control.
Got an awkward hit here, Jim. Kewen's awkward. Wants the red top. And it went 55% into the hole and stayed out. And it's tough to hit. Crowd behavior by a couple of dumb heads at the start upset Earl and all of us, in fact. But Earl, the crowd been brought to order by Alan Chamberlain, the referee, and plain sailing now. Earl is not put out of sorts by the crowd now. They're behaving properly.
Well, that wasn't what Earl wanted. He wanted a fuller contact. He's left the 3 on for O'Sullivan, and the pink 4, if it goes to the left center, a chance, but still, this isn't easy. That green 6 ball is very awkward.
Pink, relatively easy, and might have to.
Well, I think he tried to dislodge that, but he's looking at the 6. He's forgotten the 5's on.
Yeah, wrong ball. Foul.
And so is Alan Chamberlain, our referee.
Yes, Earl is pointing out.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Well, their inexperience, Earl Strickland, as I did, knew right away the wrong ball was played.
What's the matter with you guys, says Earl. Yeah, Earl pointed out the foul in no mean way. Employing rare for an American irony to point it out. Nice one, Earl. Nice one, kid.
Good shot from Earl there. 6 ball up to the top left corner.
So Russia Blood let in Earl here. Ronnie forgot about the orange. And
this 9 to square things in the second set at 2 racks apiece.
yeah, Ronnie forgot about the orange and gathered no fruit. Earl's still on his tail. It's 2-2 in the second set.
The American boys looking on. Pretty happy about things right now. Their man, Earl Strickland, really in the driver's seat. He was a big favorite coming out here, Sid, and he's not belying those odds.
And Roger Griffiths in the stands, cigarette pack, taking a tremendous caning up there. The nerves showing all round, except in Strickland. And
2 racks each, second set.
happy face, C.J. Wiley, the American captain. Ronnie whacks the pack, gets the 1 in.
Just about made the 9 in the top left.
Still battling in a set he's got to win, Ronnie. Blows in. Red is tricky. It has to be wafer thin, this one. Is! Was he thinking about the 9?
Well, he's finished on the 4 ball, and that's certainly good enough for him.
Yeah, the 9 is a definite prospect now, because the little flick on the pink takes... Oh! In and out.
Certainly the 9 a prospect for Earl Strickland. He's having a look at it. He's got to fine cut the pink 4 down towards the left-hand corner. This is a big gamble if he takes it on.
Well, he used to be a big gambler before he decided it wasn't the way to improve pool. Prize money and professionalism is now this lad's motto. He was a big gambler, said it was the wrong track for his life. Then made $1 million in 35 minutes in Dallas with 10 racks. He's going for this, Jim. Miss hit.
He miscued.
Clumsy hit. That was a clean hit, but it was clumsy. Earl frowning with concentration here.
He's not happy with his effort, but
yes, he's.
Yeah, but it's still in effect.
I think he's screaming at himself, like I've seen some darts players do. It looks as though they're shouting quite often at the opponent, but this is Earl G'ing himself up. But not successfully. And look at this. Ronnie steps in to go up 3-2. Top right for the pink.
now he's going to need a good pot to the center on the orange 5. It's there. A perfect angle on the 6 to screw back to the left-hand side of the table for the 7.
And you can notice the relish in Professor Weich's voice, a brilliant snooker player himself, relishing seeing the talent of this lad using snooker skills here.
Right now, he's making it look easy. And that's his trademark in the game of snooker as well. The simple 9 for a 1-rack lead. It's there. And O'Sullivan 3-2 in front in the second set. He dropped the first set.
Stomping the floorboards with glee, this crowd in Essex really crank it up. We had a little bit of lack of order earlier. I don't think we'll get any more, because now the amazing sportsmanship and talent on display will stifle any kind of disrespect. So here we go for a vital rack. If Ronnie can tag it, we go to a deciding set.
And just to let the viewers at home know that FA Cup Classics will be shown at a later date. You're watching a classic right now here with Strickland and O'Sullivan. This is one we're going to stay with.
This is the Mosconi Cup. It's poised at Europe 11, USA 9.
I play that way in tennis, but not in bowls.
Look, I've just been told to give the overall score.
Well, the crowd's starting to get into it again. I hope they're not going to get out of hand here. Earl hit that one with full force, and that cue ball flew off the table.
Vital time then here. Ronnie is weighing up the options here as he looks at the yellow into the middle. It's got a clean hit and I think a good angle on the 2. Jim?
Beautiful position, avoided the 8.
Looks like he's looking good for level sets and will take us to a cracking decider.
Well, right now what he's looking at is the awkward ball. That's the pink 4. He wants to see where he can leave the cue ball to possibly leave a plant 4 onto 9 to win the set. Here it is.
Plants the pink, gentle change of angle, the 9 in. No ball, Ronnie gets the crowd going. Rampant Euro fever here. And look at Earl Strickland applauding as loud as anybody. It's once at each. We're going to have a belter of a decider after the break.
Center stage, Ronnie O'Sullivan and Earl Strickland.
And Jim and I take great pleasure to be here at the Leisure Centre. Because this has got to be some humdinger, this set, Jim. Could be absolutely pivotal, this match in the future of the Mosconi Cup. Ronnie gives his first chance to show his paces on the break off. Gets a 1, gets the ball, that's what he wanted. And the 1 ball, the yellow, is in the open, and so are all the rest. And the joint will shake, because Ronnie could go ahead for the first time in the match in about a minute's time. The blue begging to be potted. The green's as good as in the plastic. Earl can only sit.
Orange 5. Up for the green 6. This is looking a lot like a breaking out. And Strickland, is that a look of concern? The deciding set here.
Oh, don't know about breaking out by Ronnie. Earl could be breaking out in a nervous rush if Ronnie keeps this up. Great shots. And this beautifully weighted to give him no problem. Go ahead for the first time in the match.
Just listen to that crowd. The first rack for Ronnie O'Sullivan in Europe. They lead in this third and deciding set by 1 rack to 0.
And gotta say this, folks, nobody clapped better than Earl Strickland there. That shot, excellent sportsmanship.
Ronnie O'Sullivan showing us the wizardry that he possesses on the snooker table, and he's brought it to the 9-ball table. A late replacement for Jimmy White. And isn't he doing him proud?
Thank you. Thank you. Second rack, deciding set. USA to break.
Earl cranking it up a bit profitably here. .25 miles an hour. Got one down.
Good shot from Strickland. Doubled the 1 to take the 8 away from the top left.
Got his teeth really into the game. Mine he has to. Ronnie's pot-in power, legendary. Red, no bother. Pink, no trouble. Should be a run through here by Strick.
The orange 5, or sorry, the pink 4 first. I'm getting ahead of myself. The orange 5 now, and then the green 6.
Well, to adapt a baseball term, this could be Strick out. This for 1-1, deciding set.
And the rack.
Terrific breaking out. Duplicates Ronnie O'Sullivan's feet. And what a treat of 9-ball this has been. The Americans, I'm sure, they thought this was going to be a sure point, and now they're made to sweat for everything. O'Sullivan, the sort of personality that can really get the crowd going. You know they're well and truly behind Ronnie here. He's not far from home in all actuality, but he's going to build on it.
And who develops the break best could be the crucial factor in this game. Ronnie looking good there. And that red kept the white out. So luck and talent on his side at the moment. But they're uneasy bedfellows in this game especially.
Going to be pushing out here, Sid. Completely snookered on the 1.
And we'll echo, push out as a gambler shot. Push to an awkward position for your opponent because he can ask you to go back.
Push out call.
And this is really where Strickland has a huge advantage. And I don't think that's a very good shot. Earl will jump to that one.
Yeah. It's not quite a gift.
Thump that one right to the back of the pocket.
That focused, almost hypnotic look in his eyes. Looking for the red down the rail. A lapse in concentration. So Ronnie could well fill his clogs here. Red, top left, off track.
Well, he's not left it on, but he'll probably find himself snookered on his next visit. That's not a very good shot from Earl.
Now this goes along the rail past the middle pocket. Oh, is he thinking about it, Jim, or is he playing safe?
A very lax shot from Earl Strickland. That might be one that he'll live to regret.
Looks like the sort of lad who lives dangerous, though. Lives on his nerves, this guy. Bundle of talent. And look at that! What a shot!
That might be one you'll live to remember.
Brilliant, Kieran. A little dip on strike to control the white. Takes his time. It's totally poised. One set each, one rack each. Deciding sets. First to 16 wins the Mosconi Cup. Climax is tomorrow.
jump shot here from Earl Strickland, and for those fortunate enough to have locked into this one, you can be here tomorrow.
It's good contact, missed by about an inch. So the final stage of this tournament start 11:30 tomorrow on Sky, folks. But the question still is, will that scoreline reflect European dominance, or can America claw back in? Ronnie looking good here for 2-1, which would put him one rack away from the match, possibly.
And that's exactly what it is. O'Sullivan takes the 9, one rack away from what would probably be considered the biggest upset in the 1996 Mosconi Cup thus far.
Absolutely, Jim. Ronnie loving it. Every frame, every ball, loves it.
Well, he's no stranger to the limelight. We all know that, and neither is Earl Strickland.
Europe leads 2 racks to 1. The deciding set, USA to break.
Would be fascinating if he didn't get a drop from the break. One on the 2 gone. The red's lying maybe slightly awkward, Jim. Is the path blocked?
Well, he's pushing out. The red 3, the ball on.
And remember, if Ronnie O'Sullivan, drafted in to replace Jimmy White in this, can take this rack, takes the point for Europe, who would go into tomorrow's final day at 12-9.
And O'Sullivan putting Strickland back in, that's his option. Finest of contacts needed there, Sid, and he accomplished
Ronnie, I think
it.
applauded the shot. A very thin contact, being played with great sportsmanship. This looking to get it safe. Very good shot.
Earl Strickland's really under a lot of pressure right now. And this is tremendous stuff from both players. As he left the 3.
That last kiss could be a fatal one for Strickland, because Ronnie progresses from this to the pink on the middle. Tickles the 9 into an even more interesting position. They are beautifully spread. Earl could be on a sickener.
This is looking a lot like the beginning of the end for Strickland. Just this rack needed for O'Sullivan. A phenomenal performance from the Rocket. Who would have thought that he could displace a 5-time world 9-ball champion?
Well, I think his fan club had a rough idea he could do the biz. Looks like this is it then. Ronnie O'Sullivan beats the $1 million man. If this goes through, this 9, and Europe would be 12-9 in the Mosconi. A brief, gentlemanly handshake. Ronnie does the business. Things looking very good for the European team, Jim.
A tremendous point for Europe. Absolute pandemonium here. And what a win for Ronnie O'Sullivan. The biggest win of a young 9-ball career.